and that's that it's a this demonstrate is confusing me.
No, they don't mention demonstrate.
That's commitment to It just the.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome back to our channel.
Yes, welcome. So in this video, we're going to be talking about one of the functional individual traits that identifies a person as being functional. And one of them, the first FIT, which we're going to be discussing in this video, is a commitment to growth and self-improvement. So what is personal development? I know that this might sound like perspire to Maguire, right? And you're like, you might even want to be tempted to skip this video, but I want to tell you that you would get a lot of value from it. So what is personal development? It's basically a lifelong journey, right? It does not have a final destination. It does not have a final destination. So it's a lifelong journey to improving your skills, your knowledge, and your character in order to become a better version of yourself, right? And the question I would like to ask you in this video is, are you willing to grow? Are you teachable? So the truth is, since we've already known that there is always, like, the journey of 1,000 miles starts from, one step, the question you should ask yourself is, are you teachable? Because if you are teachable, that's really where the gold is. Because you know that it will just be, for you to keep on improving on a daily basis, right? Rome was not built in a day. So in this video, we're going to be talking about 6 ways to commit to personal development.
So the first one we'll talk about is setting personal goals. Because while one can have a desire to grow or to improve themselves or to learn, if you leave it at that point of desire and fail to put structures in place, it may just be wishful thinking.
Yeah.
So it's very important that we have milestones we're working towards. And as with every other goal, we always recommend that your goals are SMART. Everybody knows what we call SMART goals. Ensure that the goals are specific, ensure that they are measurable, ensure that they are achievable. Ensure that they are achievable.
Don't set yourself up for failure.
I used to promise myself that before I was 30, I'll be speaking French at B2 level. Who did I think I was? Please ensure that your goals are achievable.
Yeah.
Ensure that your goals are realistic. Ensure that they are time bound. So it's not just a plan that before I die, one day.
Yeah.
There should be all of those metrics that you're measuring your goals by, so that you can even look back and say, while this is my goal, in the past 1 month, this is what I have done to attain that goal.
Absolutely.
Second part that we will talk about is on the importance of establishing a routine. So while, yes, we've set goal, you want to do this, but in your day-to-day life, we need to find ways to inculcate those plans or those goals that we have into bite-sized steps that would make it consistent. So if your goal is to read, say, 10 books a year, I think you've read 20 books this year.
No, the wine.
If your goal is to read 10 books in a year, it matters a lot how you are structuring your time. What do you do in the morning? What do you do in the afternoon? What do you do in the evening? When you compile that over the course of 1 week, 1 month, the true goal you're working towards would show. So if your plan is to read 10 books and there is no fixed time of your day when you plan to read, you're just deceiving yourself. So we need to always ensure that there's a routine. And in subsequent videos, we'll talk about hacking your habits, hacking routines, and all of that. And we would share from what we're learning and what we have tried out. But it's very essential to have a routine so that you can stay consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in fact, regarding this, I would like to touch on what she said, right? And that's the fact that you should leverage tech. there's something that my dad usually said, that your brain is not computer. He said, Okwe, your brain is not computer, and that really was very helpful, because there was always that place of putting every little thing that I actually want to do, or most of the things that I want to do, on like Google Calendar, right? Google Calendar is free and it's your friend. So all those things. And then maybe in terms of reading, or maybe doing an online course, like all those free courses or whatever, right? To build that skill, you can bookend your days. What do I mean by that? Like, okay, the beginning and the end of your day, you actually want to use to read. You don't want to really have it at the middle of the day. Obviously, if you are able to do that, that's fine. However, there are some times when it's just quite difficult. So when you wake up or when you're going to bed, it's quite easy to control those times of the day, as opposed to like where the times when you're at work or something, right? And also, like she said, don't set yourself up for failure. If it is 20 minutes that you can realistically set to do that, to read, let it be that. Don't set yourself up for failure. Don't make it 1 hour, don't make it 2 hours. And I can guarantee you that with time, you will definitely, like that, you'll be able to build up. And even if it's even stuck at 20 minutes, the compounding effect will tell, right, with time. All right, so the third way to commit to personal development is to teach what you know. Teach what you know. This really is something that I can relate to a lot, because, there is a lot that you already have. There's a lot of information, right, that you have at the moment that you think that everybody knows. Honestly, that is a very big myth. Not everybody knows what you know, right? So that little, so-called little thing that you know, do well to, just share it. Do well to share it. So I love to use this this analogy, this example. It's just like if somebody says like, Okoyemi killed the snake yesterday. Another person can say that yesterday Okoyemi killed the snake, right? Another person can say that the snake was killed by Okoyemi last night.
Snake killer.
There may be one little, another person can now decide to add something very little to it. Okay, maybe the black snake was killed by Okoyemi last night. Pretty much the same thing, but said by different people in different ways. So that thing that that you think that is already like old information, you can just repeat that same thing, but in a different way. And one of that benefits is that when you teach, you learn twice. And then the fourth way to commit to personal development is to surround yourself with people that know way better than you do. See, if you see yourself in a room that you're the only one shining, run, right? So run away, because you would not improve, right? So surround yourself with people that would inspire you, that would challenge you to become a better version of yourself. And the fifth one, yeah.
Before I even talk about the fifth one, about surrounding yourself with people that are better than you, especially because most of the examples we have used so far has been around books or reading. It's kind of broad, like regardless of what it is you want to improve upon.
Yeah.
For instance, when we wanted to start Squares and Circles, one of the biggest challenges we had, we had all these ideas in our mind, we had all these, documents you had written, but to actually do the work, we needed like a social media part of it, because neither of us was extremely savvy with like handling social media, making content and all of it. And around the time we were able to speak with a couple of guys, and things just started like that. And it was like, you can be here reading all the books and all the wonderful stuff, but there are people who are better than you at something else. But if you just stick in the space where what you know exists, you may just miss out on a lot. So it's very important, like consciously look out for people who are better than you, and the thing that you want to get better at. And just by interacting with them, working with them, you would learn a lot. You'd be able to achieve things that you would have hitherto not been able to achieve. So really, really important.
Absolutely.
So the fifth way you can commit to personal development is to stay accountable. See, this one is quite tricky because sometimes you could just be talking with someone about all of your plans and aspirations, and just the ginger, but nothing comes out of it. And in fact, I think there is, I don't remember like the scientific or psychological explanation how that people just get this dopamine high from talking about wonderful plans that they have. And
it has happened to me too many times before I say no.
And
I'm not doing it
talking
again.
and talking, you never really do anything. So it's important that the people you are speaking to, it's not just about this thing and talking about your wonderful plans. It's people who are able to hold you accountable, who are able to keep you on track. So if it's your friends, if it's your families, if those ones are too familiar, find a mentor, someone specific. And the thing about getting mentors, it's not like you follow one great person, like you say, who's your mentor? You say Barack Obama. Love it for you. Love it for you. If you insist. Like find someone around you who you can actually be accountable to. Someone who can ask you to do something and hold you accountable. So sometimes it's difficult to have that kind of structure with friends and families because see finish. But imagine if you had someone who's like a senior professional in what you want to do, or someone who has done it already, or someone who is older and can call you to order basically. It's very important that you have those people around you who can keep you in check and say, you plan to do this by now. How far? What have you done? How about you go about it this way? How about you go about it that way? Because there's a lot that we suffer because we're not leveraging the people that are around us who know better or who can help us stay accountable to our plans.
Yeah.
Last and not least.
All right. So the last one is to embrace failure. Embrace failure. So the thing, I love to use this analogy a lot. Like a baby rises and falls rather. It's just the same way growth is. When you're trying to learn a particular skill, there's this quote that every master was once a disaster, right? So
finally aspire to perspire.
Right. So you would make quite a number of rookie mistakes, but that is where the fine-tuning, the refinements come from. So don't let that intimidate you, or maybe because you see someone that has been doing that particular thing for 10 years, and then you are just starting that thing, and then because of you are having quite one or two challenges, you are already, discouraged about it. No, that should not be. So basically, reflect on what you, on the mistakes, what went wrong, and then ask yourself, okay, how can this thing be better? And then you just move on. That's just the way it is. The truth is, many times you win and many times you learn. So rather than seeing that as a failure, the way it is tagged, but see it as a learning, process, and then you just keep on moving. I mean, this part, I think that it's even just so important because a number of times you want to do a particular thing, whether it's design, whether it is cake baking, whether it is programming, anything at all you want to do in this world, you would make a lot of rookie mistakes. This is going to be our second YouTube video, right? I know that there are quite a number of mistakes that we have made, but we are learning to embrace the process and just keep on moving, right? So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the truth is like this is not exhaustive, but we tried to pick as many key essential parts to ensure that if you do these like 5-6 things, you most likely would be on the right track. It's most likely like a good step to take or a good start to commit to personal development.
Absolutely.
And one important thing that I'd like to just say as we wrap this up is, regardless of where you are in life, whether things are going well for you, whether things are not going well for you, there's a personal responsibility that we all have to take to get better. So it's easy to, just blame things on like external factors, or blame things on this is where I am, or that's the way things are, that's the way. But you have a responsibility as an individual to first ensure that you are committed to improving, you're committed to learning, you're committed to growing. regardless of what is going on, like you're not a tree, move. So if at one point you're not able to pay for a course because it costs like $250, are there YouTube videos that you can check out?
YouTube is an amazing platform.
Yeah.
So
are there
amazing
people you
as a
can
matter
speak
of
to if
fact.
you cannot afford to pay for like a session with a professional will charge a lot? Are there people around you that you can speak to who are better than you at that particular thing you want to get better at? But overall, you are not a tree.
Yeah.
Move. Always focus on what can I do to get better, how can I get better, what steps can I take. And we look forward to relating with and growing as a community of functional people who are very intentional about our personal development. So yes, we successfully shot a second video. If you watched up to this point, you are the real ones. We really appreciate all of the love. We really appreciate everyone who has reached out, to even ask like, what squares and circles? What squares and circles? Yes, we're here now. And we are really excited. Thank you so very much for watching. Please remember to share, like, subscribe. What again do they do with this?
Comment.
Please comment. Are there, especially like relating to what we have just talked about, like are there aspects of these that you struggle with, like, or is there any parts that you have struggled with that you've gotten better at? What tips would you like to share with other people, like on how you can commit better to personal development? And we look forward to the next video. We look forward to reading from everyone who looks at this video. Please leave a comment. Please show us some love.
So let us give them their
subscribe.
peace.
We're not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to keep doing this, but I'll do it today for the last test time. Peace. Wait, but was that really the origin? I'll say it's on our heart, like
Love.
Thank you. Until next time.
Bye.